I'm not sharing my screen. Let me do that. That would help. Okay. I'm all excited over here. All right. So you guys have seen this slide in the presentation, right? Okay. Fully integrated global licensed travel agency. Okay. DreamTrips is a travel company. Rovia is the travel agency. Okay. But in all intents and purposes, DreamTrips is the travel company. Okay. We've got people joining. Okay. You can sign up a member in 150 plus countries. I think right now we've got people in over 130 countries that have already registered during this relaunch. That's huge. That means the word is getting out and people are coming out of the woodworks. Okay, I mentioned the 4 billion, 100% digital platform. What does that mean, digital platform? Because it's on the internet. You literally can meet somebody on social media, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, or whatever. And now all of a sudden, they're like, yeah, what do you do? I see your stories about travel. And then all of a sudden you've got a new member and a business partner in a different country that you've never been to, in a time zone you've never been to. And now you're earning income in that time zone. That's what's so powerful about this, right? And I talked about those travel awards. Once again, you've seen this in the presentation, but I'm showing this to you because there's a lot of you that are like, okay, I'm activating today, or I'm about to activate. I'm already activated. Okay, what did I buy again? Because I get it. Sometimes I shop stuff on Amazon and I got to go back to my orders to go, okay, what did I buy? What's being delivered, or what am I waiting for? I get it. We're all busy, right? So that's why I'm covering this right now. I'm slowing down because I want you to understand what we have our hands on, okay? Now I'm going to go direct to screen for a second. So on the DreamTrips part, I'm not going to show a slide on this one because I'm about to show some DreamTrips, but a dream trip is a curated, it's a group trip. What does curate mean? Curate means it's custom put together. Just like what a DJ does, a DJ curates music and puts a bunch of songs together, like a really good mix, right? That's what an art curator curates a bunch of art and puts it in the gallery. We curate an experience for you, okay? It's customized for you. How is it customized? We have a host to make sure you have a good time, okay? Everything's baked out, everything's planned out. We have a welcome reception in the beginning. Everybody meets each other. We have a farewell party at the end. Everybody kind of celebrates, put a little cherry on top. It's amazing. Everybody becomes best friends. And then we have excursions baked in the middle, and everything's planned for you. Now, if you do not like traveling in groups, it's okay. You can just peel off and go hang out at the spa or hang out on the beach, whatever you want to do. But it's nice to know that when you're in a different country and you've never left the country, it's safety in numbers, it's comfort. I know there's a lot of people, they've never really traveled much out of their state, out of their country, but because of joining DreamTrips and they see all these people going, okay, maybe I can muster up the courage, right? And then what happens is, as soon as they go on that first trip, as soon as they get their passport and they're on that plane and they get foreign soil, all of a sudden they're on the foreign soil, they're like, wait, this is amazing. And they're tasting the food. This is what we're bringing to the world, right? And so we're helping people believe that they can really travel even more. I know there's a lot of you, I'm already preaching to the choir. There's a lot of you that love travel. That's why you're here. But there's always that other group of people that are like, is this really real? And the answer is yes. 70%, this is another fact, take a note on this. 70% of people that have taken one dream trip are still in the membership. 90% of the people that have taken two trips, over a 90% retention. So one trip, 70% retention, two trips, 90% retention. What does that mean? Get on a freaking dream trip. Get your people on a dream trip. If they're not activated yet, get them activated. Let's get them on the cruise. Let's get them to Croatia. Let's get them on a dream trip. All right. So let's jump into the portal here and let's rock and roll. All right. So when you go to the portal and you're at the very top of the portal, okay, I'm at the top here. It goes dream trips, hotels, resorts, vacation rentals, cruises, flights, cars, transfers, activities, and then it goes to concierge. And Makai is going to cover some awesome stuff on the concierge, okay, in a little bit. Now, it actually defaults you to the hotels. Why? Because for the most of us, we're going to be using hotels most of the time. This weekend, for a sporting event, for a weekend getaway, for Christmas time, for Thanksgiving, for spring break, for this or that, business trips. All you guys, if you're a business person, you're going to save a ton of money on this. That's where it defaults. But right now, I'm going to go in order from left to, so I'm going to start with the dream trips part. Okay, so let me zoom out here. All right, so right here, we got Portugal, February 8th. Okay, we've got Santorini, Greece coming soon, May 13th to May 16th. Some of these that are coming soon, We have wait lists. You can register for it because we're putting it out there going, who's interested in going those dates, right? And or we're already putting it together, right? Obviously, because it's on there. Okay, Rome, Italy, January 18th. Okay, 11/29 here. Look at this. We got Dollywood coming in. What is that? October 26th. This is October the end of 2026. Exotic car racing. That's going to be, it looks like that's Memorial Day weekend. That's going to be pretty cool. At the end of May of 26, we got Halidiki, Greece. In May, we've got cruise chartering. Okay, and January, island hopping, April 12th in Greece. This is an amazing dream trip, guys. Okay, 1919, all your food, your captain of your boats and all that. Imagine all of us on all these boats just sailing through the Greek Isles together. That's pretty awesome. Think about the pictures in the video, y'all. Everybody's going to be like, what are you guys doing? Okay, Simonet, Croatia. That's our Croatia trip coming up. A lot of you can earn that. We'll talk more about that. Tour of Jordan. Look at this. Halloween party. Okay, this is at the Bren Castle. Okay, this is Dracula's castle that we're going to do the Halloween party at in Romania next October. Okay, we got the contract for that. That's crazy, right? Okay, we got another island hopping Greece at the end of August. We've got Egypt over here. Okay, now we're back to Portugal. Okay, cool. Then we got Montenegro. I'm not going to go through all these, but you could just see we have these and we've got wait lists and registration lists and interest lists on these as well. So once again, just to remind you, put this on your notes. We have 30,000 contracts of trips we've already done. So whatever you think of, we've probably already done it, right? Oh, we got a parade in the French quarters coming soon. All right, we got Cairo, Egypt, Montenegro. Okay, dream breaks. What's a dream break? It is a short dream trip that does not have a host. So it's like a 3-day, 2-nighter, very short. Czech Republic, Disney, California, Ibiza, Spain. Look at that, y'all. Slovakia, skiing in Slovakia. We got Kenya. Okay, Czech Republic, Slovenia. Okay. Then we've got hot air balloon adventure over here, Slovenia. So we got a lot of places here. See those we get. All right, that's dream trips. All right. So now let's go to hotels. And what I did is I just right before the webinar to speed up time here, I did a bunch of searches. So I did a search for Cancun, basically during Thanksgiving here. All right. So going down to Mexico, and it had, look at this, 73% off right here. This is crazy. It's $965 that you're saving right here. The Breathless in Riviera Maya Cancun. Look at this, 62% off. Look at this, guys. Okay, this is over Thanksgiving. On Priceline, it's $5,600. Booking.com, $5,600. Expedia, we have it for $2,363. Come on, eat your heart out on that one. That's pretty amazing. We've got Villa del Palmar, Cancun, another beautiful resort, 54% off. Look at that beautiful place there. Okay, excellent 5-star, 4.4 on the consumer side. Look at this right here. Hotels.com, over $2,000. We have it for $986. I'll just show a couple more. Okay, we've got Dos Playas. We got SLS Cancun, another beautiful, 49% off right here. Look at this. Beautiful place, another great hotel. Okay, 49% off. See, once again, you're losing money if you're not utilizing the portal. So that is Cancun. I popped over to, when it's cold in the US and all the northern parts of the world, you want to go down, let's say, go down to Cabo, Mexico, right? So I'd search Cabo, February 5th to the 9th. Okay, so we got La Club Hacienda Mar. Look at this, 40% off here. Okay, $1,423. We have it for $895. I think you're getting the gist here. 38% off here. Okay, hotels.com, $2,500. Expedia, $2,500. We have for $1,561. Hyatt Vacation Club. Look at this one. Beautiful place to go to in Cabo. Another beautiful place. Look at the competitors, over $1,000. We have it for $660. Okay, that's enough on Cabo. That was pretty cool. Let's jump over New Year's in Dubai. Here's another one. This one's even more now. The other night it was $19,000 savings. Look at this one. Booking.com at the Taj Jamaica Lake Towers. $29,000. We have it for $2,900. We're saving you $27,000 on that one. That's pretty crazy. This is Dubai over New Year's, y'all. Okay, 69% off here. Look at this. This is amazing. Priceline has it for $5,100. We have it for $1,463. Pop over to Dubai for New Year's, y'all. I'll just do this last one right here. The Grand Cosmopolitan Hotel, 60%, $5,100, $5,500 on Priceline. Look at this, $5,500 on Booking. We have it for $1,829. Let's go. All right, let's go to another place here. Singapore, let's pop over to Asia. Okay, I did December 11th to the 16th. I just picked some random dates. Okay, look at this, Raffles. This is one of the world's most popular hotels. It's very high end, but check this out, y'all. Normally for these, I think it's 4 or 5 nights, it's like $8,000. We have it for $4,600. Okay, 43% off right there. That is opulent. That is crazy. Okay, this is another great hotel right here. They have hotels in Expedia 2108. We have it for 455. Okay, Singapore right here. World's Hosa Hotel, another high-end hotel. So once again, I'm not saying the more high-end they are, the more savings, but it works out that way because there's a lot of the Duxton Reserve is another great place. Look at the competitors. Look at our price. Okay, I think you're getting the gist of this. I think there's one more hotel one here that I want to show. Hold on here. Let me move this. Okay, boom. No, okay, that was the last hotel one. All right, so now we're going to move over to, okay, that was rentals. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on resorts real quick. I'm going to click on resorts. All right, let's see if this goes, if this pulls up for me. There we go. All right. Okay, so if I want to go somewhere, it pulls up a map for me. Okay, I'm on resorts now. So I did DreamTrips, I did hotels. Now I'm on resorts. Look at this. Okay, where do I want to go in the world? Let's get your bucket list out and let's start looking around here and start looking at the world like this, right? This is amazing, right? So let's zoom in here. Let's go over to Italy, okay? Let's go over to Italy. Let's zoom in. So as you get closer into a country, then it starts to pull up a list right here, okay? So let's go over to Naples. Let's zoom in over to Naples here. Let's click on, what's that? It's Rome over there? Yeah, it looks like a lot more in Rome, but let me just click on that. So there's a place right here. And so these are a little bit, you want to give yourself time as you search through this because it's a little bit, my thumbs get a little crazy when I'm trying to zoom out here, but check this out. Let's go over here, Rome. Okay, let's click over here. Got a long list of resorts and hotels over here, right? And these are weeks, okay? These are like unused timeshare weeks and condo weeks. Okay, so look at this one, Residence Garden Inn. Obviously that's the living room, kitchen, all the things, right? So it's $1,100 for the whole week to stay at that place. Okay, so once again, this is really amazing. And so these are on the resorts. Now, if you want to see like the VRBO, okay, vacation rental by owner and the Airbnbs, okay, then we're going to click over to vacation rentals here in a second, but I'm just zooming out. But you can go all day looking at this kind of stuff here. But literally you can look around at all the different places that have condos and weeks and things like that. Okay, so that is where it says resorts. But just so you know, on hotels, when you go to the hotel tab right here, okay, when you go to the hotel tab right here, it does pull up resorts as well. Okay, resorts and hotels. That's where I'm always going first personally. And one other tip I want to give you guys is you want to be city specific, but hotel flexible. What does that mean? If you have your heart set on the Ritz-Carlton or a certain hotel and that they might not have the best rate for that night, okay, you might want to try to St. Regis or the Four Seasons or something like the Marriott versus the Sheraton, right? Try one of those. One of those is going to have a better rate than the other. Don't get so fixated on a certain hotel on a certain night because these are wholesale data feeds we're getting. And if a hotel is over 80, 90% occupied, the wholesale rates aren't going to show up for that hotel for that night. So I'm giving you a little bit of education because this isn't like Expedia. This is a wholesale booking engine. Okay, so you can't sit back with your arms crossed like a consumer. You have to be like, I'm in the travel business. I get a tax write-off because this is my business. I'm going to go find the best rate so I can create a great stay and a great story for me and my family. Okay, so that's how you want to look at that. Okay, so I just clicked on vacation rentals. Okay, let me see here. Maybe I pulled that up the wrong way. Is it pulling up for me there? Okay, that's all right. I'm going to click it again over here and see if it pulls up for me. Okay, cool. So I just clicked on vacation rentals. Now this is pretty cool. Now I want to bring your attention to the middle bar right here. Best deals. So this has all the best deals right here. And I'm going to zoom in on some of these. But if you're looking for specific beachfront ones, it'll filter those. Apartments, condos, which are the same but a little different. Nearby a spa, okay? More of a house. So it doesn't matter if it's near a spa or whatever, it's just a house by the mountains or in the mountains, a townhome or a villa. Okay, so those are, and you're going to have a mix when you go to best deals. But look at this one right here. Okay, let's go to France. Check it out. July 1st to the 18th. This is a week here. Okay, $16,000 on Airbnb. We have it for $53.15 for the whole week. That's pretty nice, right? Let's go over here to Athens, Greece. $16,000 on VRBO. We have it for $5,200 for the whole week. Okay, let's go to Playa del Carmen, a little luxurious apartment here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, right there. See that one? $16,000. We have it for $5,200. Now, some of you are like, do we get all the Airbnb and VRBO inventory? No, we get the wholesale inventory. Okay, so what does that mean? We have hosts, super hosts that own hundreds of houses, right? There's companies that will own that are super hosts that owns thousands of houses. And they're like, you know what? These houses aren't moving. Let's take these houses and put some of these weeks and put them at wholesale, but we can't put them in the public because it's going to mess up our retail rate. Okay. Let's give them to a private membership, which we are a private membership. Okay. So people can only see these prices if they're members. Okay. So I know some of this is common sense to some of you guys, but for some of you, I want to give you an education of how wholesale works. Okay, so let's do a couple more just real quick. Where is it? Sedona, Arizona. Look at this beautiful place right here. December 18th to 21st, $14,000. We got it for $4,600. Okay, that's pretty cool. There's another one there. Massachusetts. Okay, Rocky Mountain Retreat, cozy place here. December 20th to 23rd. 47. Check it out. Okay. Some of you might be like, okay, hey, that's not over Christmas. What if you did an early Christmas with what some of you have a couple families, right? You got your spouse's family, you got your family. Why don't you do the early Christmas with your family, your spouse's family at this place, and then do the other Christmas at your house on the 25th, whatever. I'm just thinking out loud here, right? How you could take advantage of these places. Ooh, February, look at this. Burma Dunes, California, 14,000. Okay. All right. I think I've done enough of that. I think you guys see how powerful that is, which is really cool. All right, so let's go back up to the top. Let's go click on some cruises here. All right, so this is the most comprehensive cruise booking engine you've ever seen. You've got all these filters right here. Okay, let's say some of you are like, you know what? I don't need all those filters. I just want to go to my favorite cruise line. And let's say your favorite cruise line is MSC. Okay, you choose MSC right here. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on it, MSC right here, okay? And then I'm going to click on search, and that's it. And so now I pulled up 1,435 itineraries, just MSC cruises, okay? And I'm just going to scroll through, and I'm going to look at all these cruises. I'm going to dream build. I'm going to see all the cool places. Look at this guy. This is through Italy. Look at these itineraries here. Look at these prices too, amazing. 17 night for $1,658, 20 nights, $1,919. Some of these are amazing. Right? 3 nights for $219. Okay, look at this little Brazil one, Salvador to Rio. Okay, so that's that. Okay, but let me go back out, modify my shirts. Let's just go to, let me just go back and let me just do this again. Let me just get out of that. Okay, watch this. And just go search for all of it. I think it's going to show almost 25,000 itineraries right here. Okay, and you could filter your search, sailing dates, price per person, cruise length, destination. You can read that, right? Okay, don't need to go over all that, but that is the cruise engine, y'all. And so let's say, okay, I want to go, I like Royal Caribbean, and I heard about the Icon of the Seas, which is their biggest ship, right? Icon of the Seas, the biggest ship on the water right now. Let's see what's up on the Icon. All right, we got 24 itineraries right now. I can go get on the largest cruise ship in the world. I can go find it right there. Boom. Now I'm looking at all the different cabins. Inside, outside, balcony, suite, okay? All that stuff. By the way, everybody, let me educate you a little bit on cruises. They do not include your drinks and alcohol, okay? They include your food, but not your drinks and alcohol. So I'm just letting you know that, okay? The other thing is I'm going to go direct to my face here for a second. The other thing about cruises is you're going to see web specials on other travel websites. You have friends of yours go, wait a second, I found a better deal on this cruise going out of Miami, whatever. Here's what the cruise lines do. They put out an inside cabin on a web special and they got 3 cabins left. So you think, oh, that's a cheap cruise, I'm going to go. But when you end up calling or you end up chatting with a live cruise agent, what's going to happen is the cabin's probably not going to be there. Your other 10 friends that you want to go with, they're not going to be able to get that price. Okay. They're going to try to upgrade you anyway, right? Because they're gonna be like, do you want it the inside or do you want like a better cabin? You got these categories, and they all of a sudden they educate you on, and once you're educated on cruising, if you've never been on a cruise before, okay, I've been on several inside cabins. They're okay. I'm not in my cabin that much, right? I'm on the Lido deck. I'm eating, right? I'm at the pool. I'm doing excursions. I'm wherever, at the dance club. I'm at the shows, whatever. Okay. But when you start to cruise, you start to realize, okay, I want this kind of room. I want to see the water. I want to be able to drink my coffee and just look at the ocean just go by as I'm going, and the seagulls fly by. You're like, this is what happens when you go on these things, right? But just to educate you a little bit, cruise lines will always put the cheapest deal out there, and they think that's, you think that's what the cruise price is. No, we've got it all filtered out. And when you go, and when we put our dream trips together, they're always the best deals because of all the things we include in there that you would have to add on your own. And then you're going to end up spending way more. You're going to be pulling your hair out because you're stressed out because you're really not sure what to do because you've never booked a cruise before, right? That's why it's so good to be part of a travel club that knows what they're doing. All right. So let's wrap up this piece here and let's get into the last piece. All right. The last little pieces here. So we did cruises. Okay. I'm not going to go on flights. And the reason why is it's just like any other flight engine. Okay. And I will tell you about flights are a commodity. There is no such thing as a cheap flight. They're just, they might have you stop 5 times. They might, okay, it might filter the cheapest price, but you're stopping at 3 different places, right? Some of you want nonstop. Some of you want maybe 2 stops max, right? But it's all the same. If you fly with a certain airline because the hub is in your city, just fly with that airline. That's going to take the fills out of all of it. By the way, do not paint yourself in a corner and have somebody judge DreamTrips, okay? Judge our company based on a freaking flight price, because that's not us. We're not an airline. We don't set the flight prices. This booking portal is a third-party relationship we have with the flight booking engine. It's not even us. So I just want you to know that. So please don't do that to yourself. And you say, hey, just go on my site and I'll pull it up and we'll look for some flights for you. And all of a sudden, all these flights are like, meh. You know what I'm saying? So it's all based on timing. So don't do that. Little sales tip for you there. All right. Let's click. That's transfers. I just moved over to transfers. So all of us, we know about Uber, right? We can take Uber, but if you want a private car, you want a driver that can meet you with your name on the luggage, on the baggage claim, right? And pick you up. We've got private car services that you can pre-book, private vans, luxury cars, limos, minibuses, sprinter vans, things like that, which are really cool. You can do that as well. And let's pop over to activities. All right. I'll go back to cars here in a second. But once again, rent a car is a rent a car. It's a commodity, right? And so it's not going to, you might save $5. You might save $25. We might get some stories today or in the next presentation of somebody saving some money. Activities. I put in Miami. Okay. I put December 3rd to the 8th. Okay. And so now you can look at all the things that you want to do in Miami. We've got museum, aquarium, zoo, okay, explorer passes, arts and culture here, walking tours, art deco tours, 5-course cultural brunch experience, $68 per adult, 2 hours. Look at that. French pastry class with kids and family. That's pretty amazing. Food and drink. Okay, we got donuts, pastelitos. That's got to be the Cuban part of Miami. I love that. All right, so outdoor activities, seasonal special occasions. Okay, private boat charter, 45-foot private yacht, tickets and passes. Okay, we've got bar crawl. We've got concerts in here. We got all tours and sightseeing cruises, right? Hop in a sprinter van, go sightseeing. Look at the rich and famous, right? Travel and transportation services. We got that in here as well. So those are the activities, all right? We talked about, I took you all the way through, right? I took you through DreamTrips. We did hotels, which is, I use the most. Business trips, weekend getaways, all of that. Then we moved to resorts, see the map of the world, right? Then we said vacation rentals, right? Then we got into cruises, air flights and cruises. And then we went to activities and all of that. So I took you through the whole thing. And just wrap everything up is this, everybody, is that is our travel portal, okay? But what sets us apart? It's our dream trips. It's all the amazing trips. It's the camaraderie. It's the hosts. It's what we do best for the last 20 years that nobody ever in history has been able to duplicate. And we will continue it for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years with these amazing hosts and with Mark and Tammy and the whole crew. And my part is complete. I'll come back a little later here, guys, but I wanted to educate you. And so activate your membership. If you're not activated, seeing all those amazing deals that you can use the membership right now this weekend. And so, Jojo, I'm going to pass the mic back over to you.